This is in the District Court of Elk County, Kansas, case entitled, in the matter of the marriage of Antonio Manuel Perez Beal and Sydney Page Simon, Elk County case number 2023 DM 300003. Starting with petitioner, would counsel announce appearances for the record, please?
May it please the court, the petitioner appears by Zoom with his attorney, Ronald P. Wood, by Zoom.
Respondents, counsel, would you announce appearances, please?
May it please the court, Attorney Lauren Schooler on behalf of the respondent, Sydney Page Simon, who is present, separate from counsel via Zoom.
Very well. This matter comes before this court for the first time. I will note that this case was filed on November the 17th of 2023. Just looking at this case file, it would appear that this case is a model of case stagnation and a lack of effective prosecution. Counsel, I don't understand from looking at this case why it's taking so long to get it to a conclusion. Mr. Wood, I'll have you express your explanation for that.
Well, this case was filed November of 2023. The parties were representing themselves, and it looks like they continued to represent themselves for quite a while until here recently that I got involved, and Ms. Schooler had been in it, and then I think she withdrew, and then she's back in it. He had a lawyer by the name of Richard Paul in it, but he's withdrawn too. So yeah, I went through the file, Your Honor, and I agree that the case needs to be moved, and we're willing to start moving it that way, Your Honor. But that's my explanation.
The court intends to move it very quickly. Ms. Schooler, is there anything that you would add to Mr. Wood's statement?
No, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm going to set some really fast deadlines here. We're going to bring this case to a conclusion quickly. First of all, the court will establish April 4th as the deadline to issue any further written discovery or to notice up any depositions that you may intend to take. April 4th, that's next week. So I expect this to be a priority for both attorneys if you're going to issue any further written discovery.
Okay.
The court is going to propose a trial date in this case in person, Elk County Courthouse on Thursday, May the 8th. Look at your calendars, counsel. Thursday, May 8th.
No, I'm going to be in court all day that day, Your Honor. Do you have any other days?
What about May 7th?
I'm available May 7th.
I have a pre-trial at 4 o'clock. How much time is the court setting aside for this?
Well, we'll start at 9 o'clock. I don't know what issues, and we're going to get into that here in a moment. Okay. What issues are even triable in this case?
Custody is at issue right now, Your Honor. Custody, division of property.
The father's in jail.
Well, he has a hearing this afternoon, so hopefully he'll be out of jail.
All right. Any other issues besides child custody?
Your Honor, the parties do own a home together, so that is definitely an issue. And I believe there are minimal debts and very minimal personal property that need to be divided, but I do think that could be resolved fairly.
Yeah, that May 7th, I do have that pre-trial at 4 o'clock. It is by Zoom. I guess I could try to do it from your courtroom there and do it on the 7th if the court's aware that I have to do that pre-trial at 4.
I understand, counsel. I think we can make that accommodation if we're still in court at 4 o'clock. We can take a break to allow you to participate in that pre-trial conference. I'm going to have to move something also.
Okay.
But we need a date. We need it now.
Okay.
So May 7, 9 o'clock a.m., Elk County Courthouse in Howard, Kansas. I'm going to presuppose then that Antonio Manuel Perez Beal will not be in custody. If he is, the court's going to need to know because we may have to arrange for a transport for him to Howard if he's still locked up at that time. Again, May 7, 9 o'clock a.m. in Howard for the trial of this case.
Do you want any kind of a pretrial, Your Honor? Or a pretrial order or questionnaires or anything like that?
Can you two agree on the terms of a pretrial order and have that submitted before by no later than May 6th?
Yeah, I think so, Your Honor. We'll work.
I don't know that it's that complicated.
Yeah.
I think you should obviously disclose your witnesses to the opposing party, and maybe you already know who your witnesses are going to be. Mr. Wood, do you?
I do not, Your Honor, but we'll get those exchanged. And exhibits, we'll get those exhibits exchanged too that are necessary.
All right. I prefer exhibits in a trial notebook form. You can present those the day of trial since we're going to be doing this in person. Obviously, whatever exhibit notebook you're providing to the court, you'll need to provide to opposing counsel as well. I really think that there's probably some issues here that can and should be settled. I think there was some optimism of the attorneys that at least some of the issues can be narrowed.
We'll work on that, Your Honor. I just got involved in the case, and so we'll get started on that though.
Well, so did I, but we are going to get this case off the court's docket. It's been pending way too long. All right, regarding requests for temporary orders, I have considered it. This court will decline to issue temporary orders, and I want to explain my reasons. It would appear at this point that it may even be moot. The mother, I presume, has custody, de facto custody of these children. While there's some optimism that Mr. Perez Beal will be out of jail today, he certainly is in no position at this moment to be taking custody of these children. I would expect that if there's some temporary parenting plan that needs to be worked out through the attorneys, this can be accomplished. And I don't want to give temporary orders because I don't want the parties in this case settling for temporary orders when really this case is in a posture for final orders. And so I will decline to issue any temporary orders proposed to the court already or otherwise. We will point toward getting final orders in this case at our trial currently set for Wednesday, May the 7th. All right, I'm going to ask Ms. Schooler, is there anything else from your perspective that needs to be addressed right now?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Wood, anything further that the court needs to address at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you all for your timely appearances this morning. Greatly appreciated by the court. If there's nothing further, then the Perez Beal and Simon matter will currently be in recess, and this meeting may be ended for all at this time. Have a good day, folks.
Thank you.
Take care, Your Honor, you as well.